you, Richard, and the trio as well. Well, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, happy pre-New Year's Day. So this is New Year's Eve. I'm so delighted that you all are here this evening. Let's all just take a deep, deep breath. This is a time where you could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here tonight to add your consciousness to the collective consciousness and to bring in this new year in a very conscious manner, claiming what you choose to release and let go, and claiming what you are drawing to you, what you desire. So this is a powerful time, and we're grateful that all of you are here. I was thinking as I looked out how years ago, the watch night hour, the service that we call the watch night, would be filled with people understanding the power of this evening, the transformative time. And especially since the days and times that we're living in, I would think that people would be hungering and thirsting to make sure that they are setting and seeing their lives in a powerful way. So I honor you who've caught the vision, who understand divine priorities, who are willing to have that inner party first before we have the outer party. So I thank you for being here. I love that. Heal the world, make it a better place. That's what we are all about here at Unity of Washington, D.C., allowing ourselves to be the vessels that can bring healing and light and love and vision and power into the world. This is such an absolutely exciting time, not just tonight, but all this whole year, I should say probably this whole decade. It's a very powerful time that we are living in. And it's powerful not because we're simply here to celebrate New Year's Eve this evening and that we're about to enter into a new year, but because not only are we entering into a new year, but we're entering into a new decade. And a decade symbolizes, a time of completion. The number 10, is the complete number system, 0 through 10. And so this is a time of completion of one period, and we are about to enter into a new decade, a new time, a new energy. And so that's a powerful time. Anytime you have a transition between an age or a year, but a decade is also very potent and very powerful. And it's a powerful time because energetically and spiritually, this year that we are entering in, the year 2020, it's also ushering in the ability to focus, right? 2020, it's ushering in this ability to focus. And this is no small thing because the times are calling for our need to what? Focus. To be centered, to be clear-minded, to be on point, to be on purpose, to be focused. And it is also ushering in the power to be able to see clearly. 2020 means that you have the ability to see clearly from the distance of 20 feet, which when your vision is not perfect, you're not able to see that far. And so this year is ushering the ability to see clearly. And more than that, it's the ability to vision with greater expansiveness, to be able to see further than we have in the past. And I want to be clear, there's a difference between seeing and vision, right? Because seeing speaks to one's ability to, it has a physical component to it. The ability to use one's eyes to perceive a particular object. It's a physical thing and a good thing. It enables us to see physically this external world. And to see can also mean that there's the ability that we have to also see our inner world, to see what's taking place within us, within our consciousness, the ability to look within. So when we can see, we can also begin to look within, and it's to what's taking place in one's consciousness, what's taking place in one's heart, what's happening in our internal world as well as our external world. And so to see can also mean it is our ability to become aware, to look within and to see oneself. Now, you might think that's an easy thing, but many people do not see themselves, right? It's hard for us because we certainly can't see ourselves physically unless we look in a what? In a mirror. But even if we're not looking in a mirror, there are times when we don't really see our own selves. We're not clear on what's going on within us. Or sort of sleepwalking through life, doing things automatically, reacting as opposed to acting, just on automatic pilot and not knowing why you're doing what you're doing, not being conscious enough to make a conscious choice or a decision about what you are engaging in. And so this ability to actually become aware and see oneself is very powerful as well, because the more you can see yourself and become aware of self, the more you can awaken. You can awaken from the slumber that we are in, awaken from the unconscious activity that we often engage in. And so to see oneself can lead to awakening, to a greater vision of what's taking place within us as well as in the external world. This is a time when many people are waking up. This is a time when we're having an opportunity to look externally, but also to look within. And those are good things to be able to do, to see, to be a seer. It's a good thing, because I tell you what, you can't really grow spiritually if you don't have that ability to become a seer, to see within. And it's necessary for our soul's growth and our spiritual development. But if you also want to be able to feel the aliveness of life, if you want to be able to feel a subtle dynamic energy that's beyond the external world and even beyond our own internal sense of self, that there's something beyond even that. If you want to be able to feel this urge that moves you onward and upward, then you're going to have vision. You must have vision or a vision, which is different than seeing. It's even different than seeing oneself, your habits, and it's beyond that. Jonathan Swift said this. He said, vision is the art of seeing things invisible. And Albert Einstein, who many people, merely think of as a great scientist, but he was actually a great visionary. He could see the invisible, right? And he was a great metaphysician. But he said this. He said, most people see what is, looking with the natural eyes, but never see what can be. You see, a visionary is one who sees what can be. A seer might see what is, and a seer might even be able to see into the future and see what, what may be, but a visionary sees what can be. Do you hear the difference? A visionary sees potential and possibility. They can touch the realm of infinite potential and possibility, right? And to see what can be. And with this vision of what can be that they're able to touch and hold in their mind and in their soul and in their heart, this vision of what can be excites them. This vision of what can be carries with it a certain energy, and it actually gives them energy and it gives them life. A visionary, you'll never see a visionary being one that's just like, oh yeah, I'm a visionary. Right? A visionary is on fire. A visionary, because they are living and seeing in a realm of infinite possibility of what can be, they're excited about that vision. Not what happened, not even the trying to diagnose the future. What can be, what's possible? What can I create? What can be for my life? Vision is very possible, very powerful. Remember, the scripture tells us in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people do what? They perish. And then it says, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. That's the whole scripture. Usually we just hear, where there is no vision, the people perish. But it also says, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Meaning, if you also understand spiritual law and how to work with spiritual law, you will have this sense of fulfillment and happiness and completeness. Because you can see what can be. You have the ability to tap into the realm of infinite possibilities. And most of us don't go that far. We get stuck on what is and what was, and maybe, what we might think will happen, but not necessarily from the creative point of view of I shall see. What can be? It can be this, it can be this, I can be this. And pulling it from the realm of infinite possibilities and potential. Because without any sort of vision for your life or any kind of vision in life in general, that's going to cause you to have feelings of emptiness, feelings of lack, non-fulfillment, boredom, routine, purposelessness, all which drain your life force. Because when you become resigned to think that life is simply you get up, you go to work, you do your thing, you come home, you make something good to eat, you look at a little TV, you go to sleep. You get up, you go to work, you do your thing, you come home, you make something to eat, you look at TV, you go to sleep. Now, I could go on and say that, right? Because for most of us, that's what the experience of life is. And when that becomes your experience, you're like, well, what else is there? Haven't you ever asked, is this all there is? Right? Because we've gotten into a routine and we're not able to actually develop a what can this be? What can I create? What is it that is trying to come forth that is deeper than my routine? What vision do I have about life that is stronger than my activity that I engage in life with? What is it that gives me life and gives me energy? See, life is about evolution, it's about growth, it's about expansiveness. Right? That's what life is. It's about transformation or changing. It's about leveling up. Because if you are not leveling up, you are leveling down. Right? You're just marking time until the end of your days. But you got to be leveling up and figuring out, well, what else is there for me? What's my purpose? What is it that I want to create? What is it that I want to be about? And most of the time, we don't really, we've gotten quite comfortable where we are. Even though it's a routine, it's familiar and it's our routine. And we've gotten really comfortable with that. And some of us are even fearful of this process of transformation and change and evolution and growth. Because we really would like to stay, not everybody, but there are times when we want to stay the same in our little comfortable rut. But see, that's not how it goes. Life is not like that. You either going to grow or you're going to die. And even in death itself, that's still a newness because there's no permanency in anything, not even death. Because death is simply moving into a new expression of life, right? If life is eternal and everlasting, it doesn't end, it doesn't cease to be, it expands, it evolves. If it wasn't the case, then Jesus wouldn't say, look, I'm going to prepare a place for you, that where I am, you can be too. Because in my Father's house, there are many mansions, many levels. You got to level up. Even in death, so don't think you're going to get away with anything about just getting so comfortable. Because life doesn't work that way. Life is growing, expanding, constantly moving, growing, transforming, and being. There's no escaping transformation. None of it. So, grow we must. I said, grow we must and go we must. We're going to go. Whether we're going here or whether we're going there, we're going to be moving and growing. And so the question that we want to ask ourselves is, well, do I want to be pulled into my going and my growing by a vision? Or do I want to be pushed by my fear? Because you're going to move whether you like it or not. Okay? That little one that's crying is going to grow whether she likes it or not. Right? So do I want to be pulled by my vision? That which gives me excitement and life and energy, vitality. Or do I want to be pushed by my fears? And I tell you what, being pulled by a vision is much more pleasant than being pushed by your fears. You don't want to do life that way. Right? We want to do life by a conscious engagement and choice. And what is happening now is that the energy on the planet right now is calling for all of us to be visionaries. We're each being called to be a visionary. We have to become practiced in seeing what can be. What can be? See, the reason we don't do that is when we were children, we engaged in what can be all the time. What else can this do? I wonder what will happen if I jump off this thing over here. Now, you might break a leg or whatever, but for a child, it was what can be? And as we matured and moved into this thing called life, we've forgotten all about what can be. So we have to become practiced in using not just our childish imagination, but the spiritual power to image a thing, to be able to go into the realm of possibility and draw forth what can be. A possibility. We don't do possibility thinking any longer. We're comfortable in the box that has been prescribed for us and what we think life is all about. And we forgot to imagine. We have forgotten how to vision. We have forgotten how to grasp the joy of living and creating and being. You see, so what happens is when we become more practiced in seeing what can be, we have to give up being fearful of what might be. Most of the time, we're concerned with what might be. That's different than seeing what can be. One is a positive approach, and the other is a fearful, negative energy. We are creative beings. That is our nature. We have the power to create. We have been called to create life, right? We've been called to create, to pull things out of the realm of potentiality and move it into reality. That's who we are. We are metaphysicians, and we are visionaries, and we are light bearers. And as such, we have the power and ability to create from the invisible into visibility, to draw from potential and possibility and move it into reality, move it into manifestation. That's our gift. That's our innate, creative, divine nature. We can do all of that, but we must remember that that's ours to do. And what I think is so fabulous about this time is that we are all being fortified by the collective energy, or the energy of the collective. Because don't you feel that there's some kind of energy afoot on the planet right now? Now, without being a visionary or a metaphysician, you might think it's a limited energy and a negative energy because things are changing. Oh my God. Yes, transformation is happening. Yes, something creative is birthing itself, and it might not look pretty. Things are shedding and falling away and falling apart and falling down because there's a building up and a creation that's happening as well. And so this is a powerful time for us to capitalize on the fortification, on the amplification of energy that is on the planet right now. And that's the good news, because here's the thing. The energy is very intense, but what that means is that whatever we focus on right now, whatever we focus on with great clarity and intention and vision is able to come to pass more easily. That's the good news. Whatever we want to focus on with clarity and intention and vision manifest. I don't know if you've noticed that, but stuff is manifesting quite easily and quickly. So you need to be careful what's coming out of here, because what's coming out of here is showing up there just like that, lickety-split. But it's powerful. So the formula that I've been seeing, this is what Spirit said. Spirit said you got to see it, say it, and sense it. This is the time to see it, say it, and sense it. That is, to see what you want, to see what can be, to see it in your mind's eye and with your soul's wisdom. And I know that there are some people who don't have the ability to do visualization. There's a scientific name for it. This one woman told me about it when I was talking about being able to inwardly see, and she said she couldn't visualize. Okay, but you can write. If you can't see it in your mind's eye, then write it down. Right? Write the vision. The point is to be able to see it in some fashion with your mind's eye. Out of the thing, what else can be? And you have to practice this, because we've gotten very stale and, oh, what else can be? What else can be? What else? What else? What else? And the more you say what else, the more the universe brings things into your being. And I can also hear somebody saying, well, how? How do I see it? How do I visualize? You know, because people are into the how. Well, there are many, many books you can read, spiritual books on visualization, but I'll just say this. The more time you spend sitting in the consciousness of the presence, the more time you sit and allow the light that is God, because light is what? Light is wisdom. Light is understanding. Light is revelation, right? So the more you can sit in your own being and allow the light of the presence of God, which lights every man, woman, and child, so you have this access, you have this ability, the more you can allow that to come in, the more you will begin to see what else. The more your mind expands, the more things come into your awareness and your consciousness. So begin to practice to see what else, to see what you want, see what can be, to see what can be. After you see what can be, then you want to say it. You want to say it. That is, you want to speak life into your vision. The spoken word is powerful. Speak life into the vision. We do that here in Nutho. We affirm the truth, right? We make declarations and we declare that which we are intending and seeing. So you see it and then you say it. You want to speak the truth and speak truth only. Don't be double-minded what comes out of the mouth. You can't speak life into your visions and then at the same time you're speaking fear and doubt and limitation. Speak only the truth. When you're talking about your vision, it should only be the truth. So speak life into your life. See it, say it, speak it. And then as you speak with power and conviction, you want to sense it. Because to sense it is to feel it, right? And you want to feel this vision with your whole being, your whole sense of self. You want to see it so that you can feel it in your bones. You can begin to vibrate with it because everything in the universe is vibration. And when you can match the vibration of the vision you are holding, that's manifestation right then and there. So sense it, feel that joy, feel that gratitude, feel the excitement. If you're not excited about the vision, then don't have it because it's not going to manifest. It's just a wish then. It's not a vision. A vision has energy and passion, and it moves things into being. So feel that with the sensation of joy and gratitude and power and energy, that which you see within is now vibrating to the level that it shall manifest without. Because what is faith? That's the substance of things hoped for, but it's the evidence of things not seen. And when you can vision with this powerful energy, that faith, that conviction, all of a sudden it moves things into visibility. It moves things from the realm of possibility into the realm of reality for you. So you want to see it, you want to say it, and you want to sense it. Right? Now, what I'm talking about is quite different than setting goals. Setting goals it's okay, it's a good activity, but I'm talking about something completely different. I'm talking about stepping into the call of being a visionary, right? I'm talking about stepping into the vision of allowing yourself to be that which you can see and vision. Goals are very good, but goals are about doing something. And a vision is about being it. Being what you can see and be. What else can this be? Right? What can be? Albert Einstein said, people never see what can be. What can be. Stepping into the vision, the potential, and proclaiming it, and then being it. So the question is, what do you see for yourself? And by seeing, what I mean is, what is it that can be for you? What is it that can be of you? And before you start focusing on what you want to do, I want you to spend time on what it is you need to be. Because Emily Cady said in Lessons in Truth that doing is secondary to being. And when we get into our goal setting, we start getting into the doing. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I need to do this. No, you need to be. Be is first. Be first. That is how manifestation happens. And very often we go setting about trying to be something, to do something when we haven't become it. We haven't taken it in as a part of our being. It's just something we're trying to strive for out here. We're reaching, and I'll do this, and maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll try this, and maybe I'll try that. And all you get is tired because you're not being, right? So the question is who you be. Who you be and how you be. That's more important. Who you be, because if you can see yourself being magnificent and powerful and amazing and miraculous, if you can see yourself being the expression of the divine, equipped with everything that you need to meet and master this thing called life, well, then anything you do is going to be a breeze, right? If you can be it, The doing is secondary. That's going to be natural outcome of your beingness. But we try to do before we be. And then it's a struggle. Then it's hard. Then we work it. No, be first. And so this is what we're called to do. This is the year. This 2020 year is a very powerful year for us. And we want to learn how to be. Let me see what else can be. What else can I be? You know, so this is about vision and connecting with that spirit that is deep within us so that you can become a spiritual adept and to begin to see yourself as you already are created to be as a spiritual being. Stop seeing yourself as the world sees you, because the world's going to look at your outer exterior and make judgments and assessments, and, you know, even you do that for yourself. Don't worry about what others are saying and saying of you, what others see and say of you. What do you see and say of your own beingness? When you get in touch with that, then your work, your purpose, your calling, your assignment here, because we each are all on assignment, you know. We're on assignment. But all those things begin to naturally come about. And they will fill you with a sense of excitement and a vibrancy that is a fulfilling life. If you're tired and drained and bored or whatever, you're not in touch with your vision. Or you're not in touch with a vision. What is the vision you have of and for yourself? And remember, we're not going to be thinking of things to do first, but things to what? Be. Start with that being. And when you start to get in touch with the beingness, if you say, you know what, I'm a child of God, I'm a magnificent, powerful, masterful metaphysician, I'm a light bearer, you know, I'm a wizard of the spirit. You start seeing yourself and claiming, you're going to do what you need to do with grace and ease. Grace and ease. And when you start to vision for yourself, don't have any small vision of who you are. Don't have visions that come from a limited place, because that's not a vision. That's just a little hope and a desire and a wish. I'm talking vision. Your vision should be large. It's large enough and expansive enough that God has to be in the mix. That's when you know you got something. When your vision is large enough that God has to be in the mix, then you know that you're on to something good. So this year, I want you to get clear. This is it. This is the time. This is, you know, there's not too, this is it, folks. Get clear on who you are and then what you want. But who you are and then what you want. Get clear this year what needs to go so you can grow. You know, that's what I said. You know what? What needs to go? Because I need to grow. I need to level up. So start looking at your life. Stop sleepwalking and making what needs to go so that you can grow, that you can level up. Set your intentions. If you're going to do the goal-seeking, fine, but what are your intentions? Set your intentions. See it, say it, and sense it. So I want you to do this. I want you to affirm this for me, these things. Affirm, I am a visionary. I see myself as I can be. I dwell in the realm of infinite potential and possibilities. I am pulled by my vision and not dragged by my fears. I am creative, bold, and powerful beyond measure. I am masterful, mighty, and magnificent. And I am a clear, conscious co-creator. I am a visionary. And so it is. Beloved, let's step into 2020, seeing, knowing, claiming which is ours. Let's stay focused with 2020 vision. inside vision. Let's see it, let's say it, let's sense it, because the future is bright. Our future is bright. And my prayer and wish for each of us is that we may see our way clear into this new year. Let's see our way clear as visionaries into this new year. Blessings and namaste. Blessings. Namaste. Blessings. Blessings.